I died choking on my own blood, the mashed potatoes turning to acid in my throat as my sister's hand steadied my shoulder, her voice a syrupy whisper. Breathe, Mel, just breathe. It's the wine, probably. The room spun with the faces of my family, their eyes wide not with horror, but with the cold calculation of vultures spotting a fresh kill, already divvying up the inheritance they thought I'd hoarded in secret. And in that final, gurgling gasp, I saw it all. The arsenic crystals she'd slipped into my glass, the forged will she'd drafted months ago, the lifetime of leeching off me disguised as love, until now, when my hidden $11 million fortune made me too rich to ignore. Waking up wasn't like flipping a light switch. It was more like being yanked from a bottomless pit, my lungs burning as if I'd just surfaced from drowning. I bolted upright in bed, sheets tangled around me like restraints, my heart hammering against my ribs. The clock on the nightstand glowed 6:47 a.m., November 25th. The year? 2024, not 2025. Not the year I'd croaked on the dining room floor amid the chaos of Thanksgiving leftovers and opportunistic sobs. I was back, 38 years old again, in this cramped apartment in Queens, New York, the one I'd rented under a fake name to keep my windfall hidden. My hands, my goddamn hands, were smooth, unscarred by the frantic clawing at my neck in my last moments. I stumbled to the bathroom mirror, staring at the reflection of Melanie Harper, pre-betrayal edition. Dark hair in a messy ponytail, green eyes sharp but not yet haunted, the faint laugh lines around my mouth from a life that hadn't fully soured yet. Holy shit, I whispered, my voice cracking. It wasn't a dream. The memories flooded in like a flash drive jammed into my skull. The poison's bitter tang, my sister Lisa's feigned concern as she called 911 too late, the autopsy report buried under accidental overdose. Because who'd suspect family in a city this cynical? I'd built that $11 million from nothing. A lucky stock tip from a dying uncle in '08, compounded with ruthless day trading during the pandemic while everyone else panicked. I'd hidden it in offshore accounts, crypto wallets, a safety net for the day I'd escaped the black hole of my family's endless demands. But last Thanksgiving, after Dad's latest medical emergency scam drained my savings to the bone, I'd cracked. Told Lisa everything over turkey and pie. By Black Friday, she had the will, the motive, and the means. Now, I had foreknowledge. And time. 3 weeks until that fatal feast. Enough to rewrite the script. I splashed water on my face, the cold shock grounding me. My phone buzzed on the counter. Lisa, of course. Hey sis, pumped for tea giving? Mom's making her famous stuffing. Bring wine? Face blowing a kiss, the emoji twisted like a knife. In my old life, I'd replied with enthusiasm, hauling over a case of Merlot and my secret shame. This time, I typed back, can't wait. Got a surprise for everyone. Vague enough to hook her, sharp enough to start the unraveling. First things first, fortify the fortress. I logged into my brokerage app, funds intact, untouched. $11.2 million. Give or take market whims. I transferred chunks to new trusts, ironclad ones with lawyers who'd bleed you dry before letting a finger touch the pie. No more loans to Dad's bookie habits or Mom's pyramid scheme obsessions. And Lisa? That viper in Sister Sweats, the one who'd played the dutiful eldest while siphoning my lifeblood? She'd get nothing but the truth. How she'd poisoned more than my body. She'd eroded my soul for years. I dressed in jeans and a hoodie, the uniform of a woman who'd once dreamed of Stanford but settled for community college to fund her family's fresh starts. Out on the street, the November chill bit through Flushing's bustling sidewalks, Korean delis hawking kimchi, bodegas with steaming coffee, the L rumbling overhead like fate's indifferent chuckle. I hit an ATM, withdrew cash for burners, then ducked into a Verizon store for a second phone. Anonymity was my new religion. By noon, I was at a cyber cafe in Midtown, VPN layered thick as armor. I started digging, not just on Lisa, but the whole rotten orchard. Our family tree was a weed patch. Dad, Frank Harper, ex-cop turned consultant, really just a glorified fixer for low-rent mobsters in Staten Island. Mom, Evelyn, queen of multi-level marketing, peddling essential oils that could have stripped paint off battleships. Brother Tommy, the golden boy dropout, crashing from couch to couch, his entrepreneurial ventures code for weed deals gone south. And Lisa, the architect, real estate agent by day, master manipulator by night, always one step ahead with her honeyed lies and forged checks. I'd overlooked the signs before. The way Lisa's eyes lingered on my designer knockoffs, probing for the source, the accidental glimpses of my bank statements during sleepovers, the therapy sessions she gifted me, really just reconnaissance for weaknesses. But now, with death's clarity, I saw the blueprint. That $11 mill wasn't just money. It was her ticket out of the grind, the leverage to finally eclipse me, this selfish one who dared hoard success. I pulled up public records first. Lisa's credit score? A dumpster fire at 512, buried under maxed cards, and a foreclosure notice on her Astoria co-op. Tommy's rap sheet. Petty theft, assault. Nothing felony, but enough to paint him volatile. Dad's consulting gig? Linked to a 2022 probe into insurance fraud, hushed up with bribes. Mom. Her MLM empire had racked up complaints with the FTC, victims claiming she drained their retirements. The deeper I dug, the more bile rose. Emails I'd missed. Lisa to Tommy. Mel's loaded. Play nice. We split it 3 ways. Screenshots from her phone, synced to a shared cloud I'd hacked via a forgotten password, her dog's name, for Christ's sake. Ironic, given the betrayal. There it was, the arsenic order from a shady online chem supplier, masked as pest control. She'd planned it for months, testing doses in my coffee during girls' nights. Rage simmered, hot and righteous. But revenge wasn't a bar brawl. It was chess, and I was the queen who'd respawned. Step 1. Plant seeds of doubt. I created anonymous accounts on family Facebook groups, Reddit threads in r/queens and r/scams. Whispers about shady realtors poisoning deals, with Lisa's face blurred but recognizable. Nothing libelous, just enough smoke to choke her leads. By evening, back in my apartment, I poured a glass of the good scotch, $200 a bottle, a luxury I denied myself before. The city lights flickered through the blinds like distant fires. I called Mom, voice steady as steel. Hey, Ev. Looking forward to Thanksgiving. Got big news. Might change everything. She gasped, launching into her usual sob story about Dad's back pain and Tommy's bad luck. I let her ramble, noting the hooks. Guilt, greed, grievance. That night, sleep came fitful, haunted by echoes. Not just my death, but the prelude. The years of, why won't you help, Mel? We're family. As I wired thousands for their crises, my own dreams deferred. College debt? Paid theirs. Car wrecks? Mine covered. And for what? A poison plate and a pauper's grave. Morning 2. Escalation. I met with a PI downtown, a grizzled ex-NYPD named Rocco who'd owed me a favor from a tip-off years back. Cash in hand. I laid it out. Not the rebirth, just the suspicions. Tell Lisa. Quietly. I want receipts, patterns, dirt. He nodded, eyes lighting like a kid at Christmas. You got it, doll. Family's always the worst cut. Meanwhile, I lawyered up. Not some ambulance chaser, but Elena Vasquez, a shark from Manhattan who'd shredded billionaires in trust disputes. Over Zoom, her accent crisp as a fresh bill. Melanie, if this is preemptive, we're building a moat. NDAs, asset freezes, even restraining orders if they sniff money. I transferred her retainer, $50K, a drop in the bucket. Make it biblical, I said. She laughed, low and lethal. Darling, I'll make it Old Testament. The week blurred into a frenzy of preparation. I hit the gym, shedding the softness of complacency, running miles on the treadmill, visualizing Lisa's face on every dummy punch. Nutritionists, stylists, I emerged sharper, a blade honed for carving. Social media purge, old posts scrubbed, new profile as M. Ellis, enigmatic consultant with a feed of luxury escapes, bait for their envy. Lisa texted daily, probing, what's the surprise? Spill. I dodged with teasers, life-changing. You'll see. Tommy called once, slurring about needing a loan, sis, just till the gig hits. I hung up, blocking him. Dad sent a voice memo, gravelly charm. Proud of you, kiddo. Family sticks together. I deleted it, while rising anew. By the second weekend, Rocco's prelim report landed. Photos of Lisa meeting a sketchy pharmacist in Brooklyn, cash exchange, wire transfers to an offshore account in my name, forged, but convincing. Tommy tailing me last month, snapping license plates. Mom hawking detox kits, laced with who knows what. The web was tighter than I thought, spun from decades of my blind loyalty. Doubt crept in at night. Was this rebirth a gift or a curse? Could I burn them without scorching myself? But the memory of that final betrayal, Lisa's cool hand on my fevered brow as lights faded, steeled my resolve. No mercy for monsters in sheep's clothing. Thanksgiving loomed, 2 weeks out. The table was set, not for feast, but for fall. The air in my apartment thickened with the scent of rain-soaked concrete as the first flakes dusted Queens the Sunday before Turkey Day. I turned the place into a war room. Whiteboards scrawled with timelines, laptops humming with encrypted files, a .38 revolver. Legally purchased, registered, tucked in the nightstand drawer. Not for violence. Elena had drilled that in. Revenge is a courtroom, not a crime scene, Melanie. Play dirty, but legal. But knowing it was there, comforting, like a talisman against the ghosts. I drove out to Long Island that afternoon, windows down, the Long Island Expressway a ribbon of steel under gray skies. Destination, the family manse in Patchogue. A sagging colonial dad had flipped 20 years back with corner-cutting loans. It was ground zero, the house where holidays devolved into grievance fests, where Lisa's smiles hid ledger books of debts I owed. Mom answered the door in her signature muumuu, floral and faded, arms flung wide. Mel, my wanderer returns. Her hug was bone crush, laced with Chanel No. 5 knockoff. Behind her, the living room sprawled. Plastic poinsettia already up, she decorated early for sales. TV blaring, a Lions game rerun. Dad lounged in his lazy boy, guts spilling over the belt, nursing a bud. There's my girl, he grunted, eyes flicking to my rental Audi, probe complete. Tommy slouched on the couch, vape clouding the air, his track pants stained with what smelled like yesterday's regret. Sup, Mel? You look bougie. Snicker from Lisa, emerging from the kitchen in yoga pants and a cashmere sweater that screamed aspirational theft. Mine, from last Christmas, never returned. The prodigal's welcome. We settled around the Formica table for early brunch, casseroles from Mom's latest Tupperware party. Small talk flowed like syrup. Weather, traffic, Tommy's app idea, crypto Ponzi, I clocked. I played along, the old Melanie, laughing at Dad's cop stories, nodding at Mom's oil pitches. But inside, a storm. So, this surprise, Lisa finally pounced, forking a glob of Jell-O salad. Her blue eyes, mirror of mine but colder, locked on. You've been teasing all week. Spill, sis. We're dying here. Chuckle from the peanut gallery, but I caught the edge. Dying, indeed. I sipped coffee. Black, no sugar, trust no one's brew yet, and leaned in. It's financial. Big. But it's not just money. It's freedom. For all of us, maybe. Gasps, leans forward. Hook set. Dad's brow furrowed. What, like Lotto? You hit it big. Bigger. I paused, letting it simmer. Investments. Stocks mostly. Turned a tip into. Well, enough to fix things. Pay off the house, Tommy's debts, everyone's fresh start. Mom's hand flew to her chest. Oh, Melanie. God bless. We've been praying. Tommy cut in, grin wolfish. How much we talking? Ballpark. Lisa shot him a look, subtle, but I caught it, the handler reining the dog. Tommy, let her talk. I smiled, saccharine. 8 figures. Give or take. Silence, then eruption. Whoops, hugs, backslaps. But under it, the calculations, Dad's grip tightening on his can, Mom's eyes glazing with scheme visions, Tommy's foot jiggling. Lisa? She air-kissed my cheek, whisper hot. Proud of you. We'll talk details later. Private. Private. Code for dissection. The afternoon dragged. Board games, Monopoly, ironic, forced football cheers. I excused myself mid-third quarter, slipping upstairs to freshen up. Lisa's old room, now her crash pad during Renos on her place. I rifled drawers quick, planner with circled dates, mine, a burner phone, dead battery, but noted, printouts of estate laws dog-eared, at undue influence. Downstairs, I planted my first mine. Over pie. Apple, store-bought, I confided in Mom. Ev, I found something weird in Dad's emails. Old stuff, insurance claims. You know about that 16 flood. Her face paled. Dad coughed into his napkin. Seed 1, paranoia. Driving back, Lisa rode shotgun, insistent. That money. You sure it's clean? IRS loves a windfall. Probe. Clean as a whistle. I lied, eyes on the road. But I'm getting advice. Trusts, protections. Family first, you know. She hummed, non-committal. Smart. Hey, girls' night soon? Unwind before the madness. Madness? I almost laughed. Sure. Your place. The week ramped up. Rocco's updates pinged. Lisa's pharmacist meet? Confirmed. Bulk order. For rats. Tommy casing my building. And a bombshell. DNA results from a kit Mom had gifted us last year. Lisa had tampered with mine. Swapped samples to a paternity test firm. Why? Digging for leverage. Perhaps fabricating a disinheritance claim if I cut them out. Controversy brewed. My Reddit whispers hit paydirt. A client review on Yelp eviscerating Lisa H., toxic agent, stole my down payment. Likes piled, shares to local groups. Her phone call spiked. Panicked, I imagined. I countered her girl's night invite with a twist. Actually, let's do neutral. That wine bar in Williamsburg. My treat. Neutral ground. My choice. Cameras everywhere. No poisons in public. The bar was hipster hell. Edison bulbs, charcuterie flights, millennials nursing IPAs. Lisa arrived late. Flushed. Bad day. She claimed. Flaky buyers. We clinked glasses. Hers Chardonnay. Mine sparkling water, untouched. She dove in. Mel, that 8 figures. It's us, right? I mean, after all we've been through. Guilt trip incoming. I echoed cool. Lisa, you've always been the strong one. Holding it together. Deflection. She leaned closer, voice dropping. But you. Vanishing into your consulting. We worried. Thought maybe. Drugs? Or a guy draining you. Translation. Fishing for the source. I sipped, stalling. Nah. Just smart plays. Remember Uncle Ray's tip? That biotech stock? Snowballed. Her eyes narrowed. Knew she remembered. She'd mocked it as gambling back then. Lucky. But luck runs out. You need pros. I know a financial guy, discreet. Discreet. Like her arsenic hookup. I'm good. Elena Vasquez handling it. Recognition flashed. Vasquez was infamous for gutting family fortunes in divorce courts. Lisa backpedaled. Ooh, heavy artillery. What's the play? Cut us out. Not at all. Lie smooth as silk. Just protecting. From. Outsiders. The conversation veered. Old times. High school hijinks. The bond we shared. But her laughs rang hollow. I saw the cracks. The twitch when I mentioned trusts. The way her nails dug into her palm at inheritance tax. I dropped the second bomb casual. Heard from Tommy? He's posting wild stuff online. Ranting about family obligations. Kinda intense. She stiffened. He's stressed. That app flopped. You'll help, right? Depends. I met her gaze. On if it's real this time. The barb landed. She excused herself to the ladies, gone 10 minutes. When she returned, makeup refreshed, smile tighter. You okay, Mel? Seem different. Epiphany, I said, toasting. Life's too short for bullshit. Back home, I pored over Elena's draft. A family LLC, shares vested only on good faith milestones, sobriety for Tommy, legit sales for Mom, clean books for Dad. Lisa? A consultancy role, paid peanuts unless audited clean. Controversial? Hell yes. Tied their hands, forced accountability. But fair? In my book, mercy was off the table. Rocco called late. Your sister's meeting a lawyer tomorrow. Sleazy type, well, specialist. And get this, she's got a kid. Not yours, but hidden. From a fling, placed with foster. Leverage. My gut twisted. A niece? Nephew? Lisa, abandoning blood for schemes? The betrayal deepened, roots in her own fractures. Pity flickered, then died. She'd chosen poison over family. I'd choose justice. Thanksgiving Eve, final preps. I stocked the car with wine, arsenic tested, paranoid much? A GoPro for candid shots, and Elena's envelope, the gift, a contract disguised as generosity. The table tomorrow, not for thanks, but takedowns. As snow swirled outside, I stared at the revolver, cold metal grounding. This wasn't just revenge, it was reclamation. My life, my rules. Let the feast begin. Thanksgiving morning dawned brittle, the sky over Patchogue a sheet of leaden gray, threatening snow. I loaded the Audi with foil-wrapped green beans, my contribution, innocuous, a bottle of Napa Cab, sealed, from a trusted vintner, and the manila envelope, Elena's masterpiece, disguised as a holiday miracle. My reflection in the rearview? Steel-jawed, eyes like emeralds in frost. No more victim Melanie. This was Warrior Edition, reborn in fire. The drive east was a meditation in malice. Radio droning classic rock, Springsteen's Born to Run hitting too close. Escape, yeah, but not without scorched earth. Memories intruded. Last year's prelude. The same route, same anticipation. I'd arrived buoyant, spilling my secret post-dinner, Lisa's amazement masking avarice. This year, the spill would be theirs, secrets, sins, the whole festering underbelly. Mom's station wagon idled in the drive, tailpipe puffing like a dragon's sigh. Inside, chaos reigned. Dad wrestling the bird from the oven, apron singed, Tommy on his phone, scrolling TikTok fails. Mom flitting with gravy boat in hand. Lisa, in the sunroom, setting the elegant table, crystal from a garage sale, linens starched stiff. Mel, Mom squealed, pecking my cheek. Right on time. Help with the yams. I demurred, handing off the beans. Brought wine too. And this. I waved the envelope casual. Post-dinner reveal. Eyes lit. Greed's Christmas morn. Tommy snatched a peek. Checks? Say it ain't so. Lisa materialized, smile practiced. Patience, bro Mel's got flair. Her hand brushed mine, cold, clammy. Probe complete, nerves. The kitchen thrummed, stuffing stuffed, pies cooling, football pregame on the flat screen. I played host, refilling waters, no booze till toasts, noting tells. Dad's furtive glance at the china, pawnable, Mom's Twitter scroll for inspo victim hunts. Tommy vaped in the garage, exhaling resentment. Dinner at 2. The table groaned under turkey, fixings, candlelight flickering like lies. We bowed heads. Mom's prayer a laundry list of blessings laced with asks. Health for Dad, jobs for Tommy, guidance for Lisa. Me? I prayed silent. Deliver us from evil. Starting with the circle. Carving commenced, Dad's knife sawing uneven. Small talk skirted politics. Trump versus Harris reruns. Family fault lines. But money hovered, unspoken elephant. Then, midway through creamed corn, Lisa struck. So, Mel. That windfall. Spill the tea. How'd little sis strike gold? All forks paused. I chewed slow, savoring. Not little anymore. But yeah, biotech boom, crypto flips. $11 mill, liquid. Choke from Tommy, literal, on a roll. Mom gasped. 11 million? Lord have mercy. Dad's eyes gleamed. That's set for life. For all of us. Lisa's smile didn't reach her eyes. Generous. But details? Taxes? Shares? I wiped my mouth, rising. That's the surprise. Envelope in hand. I cleared plates, prolonging tension, then returned, standing at table's head like a judge. Family meeting time. Groans, but they leaned in. I opened it, fanning docs, trusts, ledgers, clauses. This is the Harper Legacy Fund. $11 million seated. But strings, milestones. Dad, 6 months clean from consults, audited. Mom, MLM shut down, restitution to Marks. Tommy, rehab, legit job. Lisa, ethics board review, no more side deals. Hit him, vesting shares, equal cut. Miss, forfeit. Silence, thunderous. Mom's lip quivered. Strings? Mel, we're blood. Exactly, I said, voice even. Blood pays debts. Yours. $247,000 from me, last decade. Forgiven, if you earn it. Tommy slammed his fist. Earn? Fuck that. You hoarded while we scraped? Selfish bitch. Dad growled. Watch your mouth, son. But Mel, this ain't right. We're family, share and share alike. Lisa? Silent storm. Then, it's a contract. Legal chains. You planned this, new weed bulk. I plan protection. Lie half true. From leeches. External ones. Subtext, and internal. Mom wept. After all we've sacrificed. Your college. You mean my loans for your van? Yeah. I slid copies across. Sign or walk. Your call. Chaos erupted. Shouts, accusations. Tommy stormed out, slamming the porch door. Dad paced, muttering ungrateful. Mom clutched her cross, prayers turning pleas. Lisa? She cornered me in the kitchen, hiss low. What's your game? This isn't you. It's the real me. I met her stare. The one who saw your emails. The forgeries. The pest control orders. Her face blanched, color draining like sand. What? You're paranoid. Arsenic, Lisa. For rats. Or sisters. I stepped closer, voice venom. I know. All of it. She recoiled, eyes darting. You're crazy. Therapy, remember? Therapy you used to profile me. I laughed, bitter. Game over. Sign, or I go public. Your clients. The bar. The kid you ditched. Kid. The hook sank. How? Rocco. Good PI beats a bad sister. Bluff half. The foster intel was gold. She deflated, venom to vapor. Mel. Please. It was desperation. Debts, Tommy's mess. I'd fix it. With my corpse. Whisper sharp. No fix for that. Back at table, truce fragile. Pins scratched, signatures sullen. But the air crackled, resentments primed. Toasts rang hollow. To family. Mine, to truth. Dessert devolved. Pie fights verbal, old wounds ripped. Dad confessed the frauds. For us, kid. Earning nods, not absolution. Mom admitted the scams. Empowerment, honey. Tommy returned, sullen, vowing change. Lisa watched me, predator to prey. Night fell early, snow blanketing sins. I stayed for cleanup, GoPro hidden in my purse capturing rants. Tommy's threats, I'll sue. Mom sobs, why punish us? Dad's wheedle, renegotiate Mel. Lisa's parting shot, in the hall. This isn't over. Blood's thicker. I drove west through flurries, envelope heavier with signed sins. Elena texted, ironclad. Funds locked. Rocco. Tailing her now, heading to that lawyer. High on the win, but hollow. Revenge tasted like ash, sweet at first, then choking. Was this justice? Or just my poison mirrored? Midnight confession. I called an old flame, Jake from Trading Days, now in Seattle. Miss me. Voice gravelly warm. Always. What's up? Everything. Rebirth, metaphorically. I spilled, edited, the fund, the fight. He laughed, badass. But careful, family bites back. Prophetic. Dawn brought Rocco's alert. Lisa's lawyer? Drafting countersuit. Undue duress, emotional abuse. And a twist, the kid? Not abandoned, hers by Tommy. Incestuous not, hidden to protect the brand. Gag rose. My family, not just toxic, taboo. The web rotted deeper. I geared for war phase 2, leak strategic. Anonymous tip to Lisa's broker, ethics breach. FTC forward on mom's complaints. Tommy's dealer? A concerned sister, nudged to narcs. Climax brewed. Lisa's call, venomous. You win this round. But Thanksgiving's every year. Wait. For round 2 poison? No. I hung up, dialing Elena. Accelerate. Full freeze. The city swallowed me, concrete jungle roaring approval. But in quiet, doubt gnawed. Was salvation and destruction, or just echo of their sins? December crept in like a thief, snowplows scraping Queen's streets as my fortress held. The legacy fund locked assets tight. $11M a vault. Accessible only via Elena's labyrinth of legalese. Family radio silence first. No texts, no pleas. Then the siege, voicemails from mom. Think of the grandkids. Dad's curt. We'll talk lawyer to lawyer. Tommy's rage texts. Traitor whore. Lisa? Crickets, but shadows. Her car circling my block, per Rocco. I thrived in the vacuum. Gym rat to marathoner. Trading acumen sharpened. Portfolio up 3% on AI dips. Jake visited weekend 2. Flight from SEA. Our reconnection fire. Walks in Central Park, his hand warm in mine. Whispers of start over Mel. West Coast. Tempting, a life untainted. But unfinished business chain me. Rocco's dossiers piled. Lisa's countersuit filed. Claiming coercion, backed by witnesses, paid. The kid niece, Lila, 5, foster bounce due to instability. Tommy the father? Confirmed via hacked clinic records. Incest, hushed for family honor. Mom knew, covered. Her MLM sisterhood, a cult of complicity. Controversy peaked. My leaks bloomed. Newsday snippet. Astoria realtor faces ethics probe. Mom's FTC case reopened. Raids on her empire. Tommy pinched for possession. Bail denied. Priors biting. Dad's consults. IRS audit. Lean slapping. Backlash hit. Hate mail to my P.O. box. Blood money hoarder. Doc's attempts on M. Ellis. But I armored. Burner emails, VPN veils. Elena shredded the suit. Baseless. We'll countersue for defamation. $2 easy. Christmas loomed, but no holly here. I hosted solo. Tree from Amazon. Lights twinkling on solitude. Jake proposed extension. Stay. Bill. I wavered. Revenge's high fading to hollow. Then, the twist. New Year's Eve. Rocco urgent. Your sister's cracking. Meet at the bar, tonight. Says final offer. Trap or truce? I went armed. Pepper spray, recorder app live. The Williamsburg spot. Same as before. Bulbs dimmer, crowd thinner. Lisa nursed a martini at the corner booth. Hollow-cheeked, hair limp. No yoga glow, defeats pallor. Mel. Voice raw. She slid a folder. Photos, not of schemes, but snapshots. Us kids, Easter 95, prom doubles. Her wedding, canceled, I'd forgotten. Remember? Weaponized nostalgia. I sat guarded. Photoshop easy these days. She flinched. Fair. But this, tapping a crisp document, custody petition for Lila. I want her. Clean slate. Your fund. Could help. Private school, therapy. For her. The ask. Ransom my niece for mercy? Eyes searched hers. Desperation real, but laced with scheme. Why now? Guilt. Tears welled. Crocodile? Everything. The poison. I didn't. Swear. It was Tommy. Panicked. Thought you'd cut us forever. I covered. Stupid loyalty. Gaslight. But the folder held proof. Texts. His frantic. Fixed it. Your wine. Her delete all panic. Complicity, not culpability. Twist gutted. Not sole villain, but enabler. The family rot. Collective. Why confess? I pressed. Lila. Soft. She's us, screwed by blood. Don't let her pay. Decision loomed. Controversial core. Forgive the unforgivable? Or burn it all? Orphan included? Jake's words echoed. Mercy isn't weakness. I exhaled. Fun stays. But amendment. Lila's trust, $500,000, irrevocable. You? Custody battle pro bono, Elena's team. Clean, or forfeit. Her sob broke. Relief? Why? Because blood's thick, but not blind. Half-lie. The rebirth whispered redemption, not just ruin. She nodded, shattered. Thank you, sis. Outside, snow fell fat flakes, muffling the city's pulse. I called Jake. Westward? Yeah. But first, cleanup. Months blurred. Suits settled. Dad rehabbed, grudging. Mom pivoted to legit consulting. Tommy jailed. Short bid. Lesson learned. Lisa won Lila. Therapy mandated. Chains of accountability. Summer 25. Seattle rain mirroring Queen slush. Jake's ring simple gold. $10 million left. Invested in dreams. Scholarships for Lila types. My foundation quiet revolution. But nights. Ghosts lingered. That choke. The spin. Rebirth's gift? Not just revenge, but reckoning. Family reforged. Flawed, but functional. Or was it? Lisa's last text. Grateful. But remember, debts linger. Twist final. Mercy's gamble. I'd watch, wary. Life's feast. Bitter herbs and all. In the end, I didn't let them suffer, not fully. But I didn't suffer fools. And that, priceless peace.